Is that me? Is that me? Yes! It's me! I've got a brick on this plaza. I'm not even joking. Look, there you are, ThrillNet. Everyone who plays Alton Towers, Virtual Towers Online, sorry. I'm getting a bit excited there, muddling up my words. Please click that subscribe button and click the bell to make sure you don't miss out on any of my future videos, because there's going to be plenty of videos from here and plenty of videos on lots of other sort of games, theme park related games, you know, informative videos and that. And yes, I actually can't believe that I'm on this plaza getting Hello and welcome back to ThrillNet, and welcome to, after 2 years of there not being an episode, another episode of Virtual Towers Online. Now, if you watched the channel 2 years ago, and I'll put a link in the cards to the previous video in this, series, but it's not very consistent because it depends on when they update this game, and it's not received an update in a while. I showed you an alpha of this game where we explored X Sector, we rode the Smiler, Oblivion and Enterprise. Basically this is a project that is being worked on by a company called Immortal Media to basically recreate a one-to-one scale Alton Towers accurate to how it looks in real life. Obviously there's been Minecraft recreations made of this and stuff. There's been Planet Coaster recreations made, but they're doing this from scratch. They're using the Unreal game engine to make a full realistic recreation of Alton Towers, and their end goal is for this to basically eventually be an online game where you're going to be able to operate rides, you're going to be able to ride rides. There's going to be there's a whole story mode for you to play through where you take on different roles at the park. And yeah, it's a very big project this. It's been in the works for about many years now, but the first alpha, which was Hex, was released about 4 years ago. Back in 2018 we then got an alpha showcasing X Sector, and we've just got another alpha which shows quite a substantial portion of the park. It showcases quite a substantial proportion that we can explore. Only Oblivion, Enterprise and the Smiler are rideable. However, we can explore other areas of the park that we couldn't before, such as Mutiny Bay, Fountain Square, Tower Street, the main entrance plaza, and Adventureland as well. So you're going to be able to see rides such as Wicker Man, Marauders Mayhem, Heave-Ho, Battle Galleons and Spinball Whizzer within this game. However, they are not rideable yet. You can also go up to Hex, however they are doing some work on that at the moment, so it's not rideable in this particular alpha. However, without further ado, let's press start and get into this then, shall we? So, when it loads, which can sometimes take a few seconds, there we go, you'll be able to see that we've now got a menu system that looks far more finished from the previous demo. If you go and watch my previous video, you'll see we had a very basic menu system. However, we now got a few tabs. We've got home, we've got story modes, we've then got, what does that say, online, which is obviously going to be the online mode. However, that's still in development, so that's blanked out, or greyed out, sorry. And we then got options, so obviously we've got some patch notes here. I won't go through those, I'll let you read those. What's to come, I'll let you read that as well. If you get the game, it basically says I'm just not going through all this because I just feel like it would be a bit of a waste of time, because I know really what you guys want to see is the park itself. and basically that goes through what they're planning to add in the future. And then you got a message which is basically telling you how to report bugs and stuff like that, because obviously this isn't an alpha. Bugs are still prominent within the game, and the development company are aware of that and are working on it. If we then go into options, which I'm going to show you quickly, you'll see we've got controls. Nothing you can really change in there, I believe. That just shows the controls. You've got audio, report a bug, which is where you can go to report any bugs you find, and we've got video here. I'll show you this quickly. So we've got a menu. We can change all the graphical settings and stuff. The main ones you want to be concerned with are resolution. Overall quality is basically the overall quality, and then you got shadows and stuff. However, when you change the overall quality, it changes all these options underneath as well. I am on the second highest setting. You got low, medium, high and ultra. However, the game does lag quite significantly on ultra, so that's something you should be wary of. I believe the minimum hardware requirements for this game are like dual core 2.5 GHz processor or something. They are quite high minimum requirements, and that's the absolute minimum to just get this thing going. So when you are considering running this on the highest settings possible, you do need quite a substantial PC to do that. Now I've got it on the second highest pretty much. I don't know what vertical synchronization means exactly. Well, I kind of do, but I'm not going to try and explain it, because it will probably confuse you guys. We then got dynamic resolution, which is basically it will scale the resolution down to basically help limit the amount of frame rate getting sacrificed if the game's struggling. So I recommend having that on. Frame rate's unlimited. I recommend having that on unlimited. Now, I'm actually recording this in 60 frames per second, so it will cap the frame rate on 60 for you guys. However, I'll be able to see more than that. However, generally speaking, it's hard to perceive much more than 60 frames per second, just because our eyes can't really do that. But I mean, put it on 60 if you want, put it on limited. It's probably not going to make a huge difference. You can go up to like 120 as well, I should mention, something like that. Now the resolution scale, I have this on half, which does reduce the resolution a bit. However, if I put it on 1, the frame rate can start to lag, and that'll probably happen especially when I'm recording. You can go 2/3, 4/5 as well, but yeah. And then obviously full screen, I've got window mode set to that, so it works well. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the audio stuff because I feel that's pretty self-explanatory. What we're going to do now is check out the story mode menu. So you'll see we've got 3 options here. We've got continue, so that shows you're going to be able to save your game. That's not in the game yet though. We can just do new game, which basically loads us on Tower Street, as I'll show you in a minute. And you then got VR mode, so this is going to be compatible with VR. But I don't have a VR headset personally, but for those of you who do, you'll be able to play this game in VR. So without further ado, let's go into a new game, where it's going to load up this options menu. No, not what am I on? A loading screen, sorry. This can take a bit of time to load, as we see that beautiful picture of Wickham on there. I would normally skip this, however, while it's just loading, I thought I'd mention you can get this game from itch.io, which is a game distribution platform. And if you search Virtual Towers online on that, it'll come up and you can download it. It is about 18 gig, but it's worth it. So definitely get it. And it's definitely worth it, this game, even if it is so large. You can also download it from a website as well. However, it didn't work for me when I did that. There was an error, so it was recommended to me to get it through the itch.io app, which I'll put a link to in the description. All you need to do is download that, make an account. It's pretty self-explanatory, and then search Virtual Towers online. The download page will come up, and then you can just download it. But just like that, here we are on the entrance plaza with that iconic corkscrew track in front of us. And I mean, look at the reflection of the sun on that. It's so realistic. But yeah, To walk forward, we just press W, and not many people know this, I've noticed from videos I've watched, because I don't see them doing this, but if you hold down shift while pressing W, you can actually sprint, if it works. Oh, there we go. I think we'll just experience a bit of lag there. I am expecting a bit of lag, especially because I'm recording. And you'll see down here we've got some bricks. Like I said in the intro, I don't know how you get your brick on here. I can't remember how I did it, but I've clearly must have done some. I thought you had to pay for these, but I'm not paid for anything with this. So yeah, but as you'll see there down there again, sorry. We've got my brick there, Frillnet. So yeah, I'm in the game now. I know, great. But yeah, without further ado, let's enter the towers, Alton Towers, shall we? Virtually, because I know a lot of you, as this video has been uploaded, you'll have been there back again for the first day of the season. However, as I've said before, I can't, and yeah, we are getting a bit of lag here. Yeah, this seems to be the worst bit though around Tower Street for lag. And then if we go down this ramp here we are on Tower Street. You'll see to the left we have the Towers Trading Shop, and yeah, and I believe there is a notice here about welcome to Virtual Towers Online. There we go. They've customized this a bit, obviously, because it's Virtual Towers and not a real Alton Towers, and I'll be talking a bit more about that later. There are the frog fountains. There's the frog fountain, sorry. And well, what does this say? I believe this, there we go, this is about getting your brick, and it says you have to pay, but I didn't pay anything, so I really don't know how I got on this plaza. Like, you might have seen we got some other famous YouTubers on there. I mean, I'm not famous. I know that was implying that I'm famous. I'm really not famous at all. 64 subscribers of recording this. There we go, the lag's reducing now. Here we are. And which way are we going to go? Are we going to go right to Spinball Wizard next sector? And you'll see CBeebies Land is boarded up over there, by the way. They're still working on that. Or do we go left to Mutiny Bay? Which way should we go? Well, I've decided we're going to go left first. And this is the way I'd normally go. I'd normally run to Wickerman. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't. I'd normally go right to guest services to get my ride access pass sorted, because I'm entitled to that, and then go to Wickerman and get on it. But yeah, here we are then, Mutiny Bay. And if we look over to the right, you're gonna have to bear with me because I am visually impaired here, guys. So I'm not gonna be the best at getting around. However, if we go over here. There we have Heave Ho, the spinning pirate ship. You know, it's alright. It's one of the few flat rides Alton Towers has. You can see that over there. And Marauder's Mayhem will be over here as well, if I can remember where it is. Pretty sure it's just next to the ride. There we are, there's Marauder's Mayhem. They're going round. Not rideable yet, they're all boarded up, but there is your teacups. Classic teacups ride there. And yeah. So Mutiny Bay, it's one of the newer areas at the park, actually opened in 2008, and it replaced, what was the area called, like Merry England, Old England or something like that. You know, it's a nice area. I feel like it's one of the better themed areas in the park, to be honest, especially if you include Wickerman as part of Mutiny Bay, which I believe it is officially classed as Mutiny Bay, but it doesn't really have the same pirate theme. I remember when they were talking about SWA, everyone thought that Wickerman was going to have a pirate theme, but no, Alton Towers went with something unique. Now, how do we get to... Can I even remember how to get to Wickerman? I'm sure we go up this way. And oh, we have some Katanga Canyon audio there. Can't actually go in Katanga Canyon, but there you go, you could hear the audio. I've never actually noticed that till now. There we go, some Katanga Canyon audio. I do like the Katanga Canyon audio. So, where do we go? I can hear Wickerman. I believe if we head down this path here. There we are. Sorry, we just come at it from a different angle because I went over to look at what you call it, Heave Ho and Marauders Mayhem, because I'd usually just keep going down Mutiny Bay, then turn left to get up here. But here we are. Here's Wicker Man. You can see we've got a train going round. If we go over to the lift hill, we'll be able to see that. There we are. Wow, I do miss this view. You will have seen in the vlogs I always tend to stand down here and look at this. And then you'll see over here we have like the shop, which is still boarded up. We've got a sign there just cordoning sort of the whole area off. And then I would usually, if I was getting my ride access pass using that on here, I believe I'd go up here and turn right. Obviously it's blocked off and then enter the building. I might just come at it in the complete wrong way. As I said, I'm visually impaired, don't rely on me. But I'll actually go around to the entrance now because you can actually walk through the queue. We're not going to do it all because I feel like it'd just be a waste of time. And hang on a sec. Wait, I kind of accidentally just walked down part of the queue there. Yeah, let's get us out of here. Okay. There we are. There is the building that you would go in if you were. Oh, there we go. Now that's the path I wanted to go down. If you were going to the pre-show, you go in there. Yeah, so I'll just walk round to the front sign, so I'll show you guys that because it is there. Like right there. I'll just turn so you can face it, so you can see it. And there you go. You can see that the queue lines are actually open, so you can walk through there and go all the way through Wicker Man's queue. I'm not going to do that now because I feel like it'd just be a waste of like 10 minutes of a video. But yeah, that is something you can go and do if you want to. So that's Wicker Man covered. I feel like now we'll go this way. We'll exit the area this way. And there's some barriers there. Whoa. And we will head up towards Fountain Square. We'll pass by well, I'm losing my words here. Pass by Battle Galleons, the max splash battle that no one ever goes on, which is sort of over there and under construction. But yeah. And I think we'll head up to the towers now. The whole Haunted Hollow path's blocked off. Yeah, this is all blocked off really. But that will, I believe, be coming in the next alpha, and hopefully we'll be able to ride some of the rides that we can't ride at the moment. And yeah, Battle Galleons is all boarded up. Anyways, let's continue up towards the towers, shall we? And Fountain Square. Never usually come at the towers this way. I usually go around the other way past Adventureland, but yeah, you can get to the towers this way. And as I said, guys, I said it might lag, and it is. I think it's a bit worse than if I normally did it on this setting, which is probably because I'm recording. My main worry is how it will behave when we get to the Smiler and Oblivion to go and ride them, because if it's lagging a lot there, we will run into some problems. So yeah, and there we are there at the towers, and you can actually walk through that archway over there and go around to the back, as if you were going to Dark Forest. But as I'll show you up here, all that is blocked off, as is the entrance to the towers there. And then up here we'd usually have Hex as well, which you could go and ride. All there, look, it's blocked off. And then over here you'll also be able to see that kind of all this, which you could use to get to Dark Forest and go and ride Rita and 13. That's blocked off as well. And I believe that actually Dark Forest is going to be the last area to be added to the game. Obviously the area that's due to be transformed into the world of David Williams, however it has been delayed until 2021 obviously, as I'm sure you are all aware because of the current situation. All that's blocked off as well, and that'll probably be coming to game last as well, I reckon, because of obviously with Gangster Granny the ride being new. Obviously they're gonna go to that last because they will have started on the stuff that's already there. And what I like how they've done though is they put all these like crates outside and stuff, showing obviously that it's still being constructed. Yeah, I do like that. But yeah, and then if we come over here as well, you'll see we have another entrance to the towers, or just sort of this area in general, all blocked off. And yeah, as I said, Hex right there is blocked off as well. Yeah, and then there's an entrance to the towers, sorry, at the front, which is blocked off as well. But yeah, you can still come up here and see the towers. So what I think we're going to do now, and you know, this is a good, you know, just under probably half the party scene here very quickly. Obviously not many rides to go on, but yeah, obviously Forbidden Valley, the Gardens, Gloomy Wood, Haunted Hollow and Dark Forest and World of David Walliams aren't available for us to see yet. And then the entrance obviously to the towers here around the front is blocked off too. But I'm guessing we will be able to go and explore the towers soon. They clearly done a lot of work on the exterior, and I believe the interior as well, because I mean Hex is ready. They are doing some work on it though. And yeah, there's another barrier blocked off there. And yeah, we're going to go around to X sector now, which is just ahead. We'll come at it at the bottom of this path. Pretty much we'll be entering the area just like that. There you are, you can hear the Smiler, which we're going to go and ride now. So yeah, I mean, we've been sprinting around this park. It usually takes a lot longer than this to get between the areas, but obviously we've been sprinting, which is not something I'd normally do at a park. So, which queue line do we go in? Do we go in the normal queue, or do we go in the ride access pass queue? Well, I think it's the ride access pass queue. I've never actually ridden the ride, but it's also the fast track queue. Yeah, hopefully I'm going to ride this next time when I go back to Towers. However, yeah, I'm not actually ridden it yet. Yeah, so obviously it's a Gerslar Infinity Coaster. I believe the first Gerslar Infinity Coaster to be made. If you don't know what a Gerslar Infinity Coaster is, basically it's pretty much the same as the Eurofighter coaster, but with bigger trains really. And it's a relatively new model that Gerslar have come up with. Obviously you had sort of the Eurofighters coming around in the mid 2000s, and then we now have the Infinity Coaster. It looks like alright, you know, a good ride, the Smiler. However, I feel like, I mean, obviously it's made to be a record beater, not a good ride as such. I feel like that it could do with, I know I've heard the airtime hills are good, but I feel like it could do with, like, I don't know, another airtime hill, maybe a helix or something. And it is themed, I'll give them that, but it's not brilliant, especially compared to Wicker Man. Yeah, some of the theming is a bit cheap, and I'll show you an area in a minute. Now, before we go in here, I just want to warn you, anyone who suffers from like epilepsy and stuff, because there are some, I better turn away, it's already doing it. There are some flashing lights in this next room, there's some strobes and stuff, so if any of you have epilepsy or any other conditions that might be triggered by that, then I do suggest you skip about a minute in the video, because this downstairs room of the Smiler's got all like projections and flashing lights and stuff, and I wouldn't want like any of you to be like affected by that. So yeah, and it's just this station building as well. I don't really like it. To me, it just looks pretty ugly. I mean, icons look pretty ugly, but yeah. It's just all grey. I mean, I don't really like the look of it, to be honest. And I can't hear any trains going around on Smiler, which is a bit concerning. But yeah, here we are. Not too many flashing lights there, actually. Get me through it. There we are. That wasn't actually as bad as I thought, but sometimes you'll go in there and the lights are flashing like crazy, so I just didn't want any of you to be affected by that, if you know what I mean. But yeah, here we are in this station. Not a big fan of this either, really. I do like the fact that the lights shine down when the train comes into the station. However, I feel it doesn't look that great, and it's got all grey walls. It just seems a bit bare to me. But we'll see what I think when I go on it. And why has it just played that announcement about 3 times? I have had actually some problems with this when it's been lagging, and yeah, I'm worried it's just done the same thing. Has it literally just dispatched about 3 trains at once? Yeah, no signs of a train. Like, I can't see anything on the brake run. I also, from POV's sort of stuff I've seen in the station, you know, vlogs and stuff, I do feel like the station's a bit darker than this in real life as well. I know for a fact that the exit corridor is, and I'll be talking a bit more about that later, but I don't think the lighting's quite finished in here yet by the looks of things. It's finished downstairs, but not in here, although that's at least what it looks like. And where are the trains? Why are we getting dispatch announcements when the trains aren't even here? It's weird. Sometimes it does this, sometimes it doesn't. I'm wondering if this is something I should report, actually. But yeah. There we go. There's a train. Yeah, sometimes you'll get the visuals and audio out of sync, which is probably why we've had all those announcements. I do like the trains, though, with the logo on the front. I'll say I do like them. Yeah, what we can do when the air gates is open is we can press E, and we can get on the ride. And because we're stood at the front air gate, we'll get on the front row. It will work as long as you're stood in an air gate. So there we go. Ready for our ride on the Smiler. I like the mist as well. I do feel like this next bit on the indoor drop could have a few more lights. However, I do like the look of the indoor drop actually in the inversion. You know, it's the hidden inversion of the Smiler, a bit like the one on Saw at Fort Park as well. I do wish more parks would do this because I think it's really cool. And you do have some nice strobes at the bottom as well. So for anyone with epilepsy, again, you may want to skip about 30 odd seconds in the video. Yeah, so skip now because the lights are coming up. Bit of an audio glitch there, and I've noticed that on other people's videos as well. And here we are. The lighting in here is done as well, and here we are at the first lift hill. There was a bit of lag on that drop there. However, I'm pretty happy with how this is running at the moment on the coaster. So hopefully, touch wood, we should be okay. And here we are up the first lift hill. I mean, I know I said before about maybe there could be more airtime hills and stuff, but I mean, it's an impressive coaster to have in such a small area. You've got to say that, like, the fact they fit so many inversions in, and you'll see all the near miss elements on the ride. I'm sure you've seen this before, but I thought I'd point it out. So here we go with a mini sort of pre-drop now into a corkscrew, and then into a main drop. I do like that. Get a sneak inversion in there. I like the look of these dive loops as well, actually. I've never actually experienced a dive loop, but they look cool. And that airtime there looks good. I should say as well, there's a marmalizer structure in the middle, which is sort of we're interacting with. I'm sure you know this, with all screens on that I'll show out the front once the ride's done, because I forgot to point them out at the start of the sort of when we were approaching it. And we've got obviously these TV screens up here as well. Now, it doesn't actually say halfway corrected anymore, I believe. I believe that's something they took out after the Smiler crash, the whole corrected thing. I believe it used to say trying to get corrected at the air gates as well, but it didn't do that when we were on the station. But I suppose it's nice that, you know, they put that in there to show like what it once had. And oh, that sun there. And yeah, here we are on the vertical lift hill. I've experienced one of these actually on the Gerslar Eurofighter Speed. The Eurofighters have these as well. However, interestingly, there's no vertical drop on the other side or beyond vertical drop, unlike on the Eurofighters. And yeah, this part's similar really, just in reverse to the first part. I do like that. This element looks cool, a sea serpent roll. I've experienced one of them on Rock and Roller Coaster. Into that. Oh, it's lagged just before. That airtime's amazing as well. We're getting lag, unfortunately. Hopefully this sorts itself out in a second. There we go. Now this, it looks a bit rough, this Cobra roll, I'm not going to lie. Like, that second part doesn't look like its profile the best. And as you can see, the visuals and audios are about a bit out of sync there just because of that bit of lag. And we're getting another bit of lag there. But there we go. That ran relatively smooth apart from those 2 bits of lag. On these settings I wouldn't usually get any lag at all. However, because I'm recording, I think, yeah, that's sort of impacted that. But that was pretty good, to be honest. If I go on high settings than this, though, I can have all sorts of problems. But there we are. If we press E again, we can get off. Now, what I thought I'd show you first, before we exit the ride, is you can actually go into the operator's cabin. It's above the station. If you go up these stairs and you left click, the door will open and you can go in. So you'll see they have like a plug socket and like all the controls and stuff. It's really cool. Goodness knows how they got these pictures, but yeah, really cool. And you'll see there. Oh, let me just position it. There we go. You'll see we have a window as well to look out to the front. There we are. And you can see the trains there and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. And we're getting audio glitches again as well there. But yeah, if I click this gate, come on, there we go. We can exit. And this corridor would normally be pitch black. However, they've not done the lighting yet. This is still under development. And we go down these stairs. We'll end up in the Smiler shop in just a second. It's round the next corner. It's a long exit corridor, this. And normally you'd have loads of flashing lights in there from what I've seen. However, it's not quite done yet. And, oh, where have I... There we go. You normally have your on-ride photos displayed here. However, it's not done yet. And then we're back out. So I'll go and show you the Marmalades quickly before we make our way over to Oblivion. If I stand round sort of here near the entrance, you'll be able to see there that big structure with all the screens on. There you are, that's the Marmalades. They're a bit like a spider really. So yeah, what we'll do now is we'll make our way over to Oblivion, providing I can actually find the start of the queue, because yeah, I'm visually impaired and not that. There's Enterprise as well. I'll just show that quickly. I'm not going to ride that today, as I said, but yeah, that's pretty much done really. Enterprise. But I believe you can ride it, but I think we'll give that one a miss because it's a flat ride at the end of the day. Here we are then at Oblivion. So yeah, let's get in this queue line then, which I'm not a big fan of because I feel like it's just quite repetitive with the spiral effect. However, what I do like with this ride is the pre-show videos sort of building it up, which I don't really get to see because I go in the ride access pass queue, which is kind of up the exit. So yeah, but they have these free pre-show videos sort of building up to that, well, drop. I know it's just one drop, but they have free pre-show videos building up to it, and you can sort of see one of them up there, and you watch these as you're queuing. However, the ride never usually gets big queues, so you never really get to see these. But yeah, B&M dive coaster, this obviously just with the one drop of 88 degrees. It's not completely 90 degrees, however it is classed as the world's first vertical drop roller coaster. And yeah, I really enjoy this ride. I have ridden this ride, it's really good. It might only be one drop, which isn't actually as big as I think it sort of feels like. It isn't as big as it actually is. It doesn't feel as big as it actually. It doesn't feel as big as it actually is. No, but yeah, it is actually 180 foot. So really, the third biggest drop in the world after obviously Stealth, which is 205 foot tall, and then obviously the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which has a 205 foot drop. Not sure how big Stealth's drop is off the top of my head, but it'll be like, I believe it's probably like 198 foot, something like that. I don't know, something like that probably.
Right, this is getting ridiculous now, Ben. Oblivion does not feature the third tallest drop on a roller coaster in the world. It has the third tallest drop on a roller coaster in the UK. There are many coasters out there in the world with drops of 300 plus foot. Examples include Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point, as well as the tallest roller coaster in the world, King Dakar, which stands at a whopping 456 foot tall and features a 418 foot drop. I questioned this when I interrupted his ranking my wooden coasters from worst to best video, and I'll question it again now. Is he even an enthusiast at all? Because if he is, he really needs to start getting his facts right. You know what, while I'm here, I may as well bring up something else that Ben has done this week. First, let me introduce you to an Enderman. I will not put one up on screen now as they are quite scary creatures, in fact, which relates to this story. They are basically tall, black octopus-looking creatures with scary purple eyes that can teleport anywhere. There may be one stood right behind you for all you know. Well, one teleported inside the house of one of Ben's friends and she found it terrifying. And you know what Ben did in response? He sent her a scary video of an Enderman. What a cruel guy he is. Yes, not only is he clumsy, he is cruel. I hope one comes to haunt him during his Minecraft collab with Kirsten from Everything Thorpe Park. It's no wonder several people said to him in response, "I'll duck you up, I will." Oh, and it looks like a duck has appeared just like that to carry out the act.
I believe the air gates are, yeah. We'll wait for the next train. Because that one's going up the lift hill. And that announcement's a bit delayed there. Are these air gates gonna open? There we go. I was stood in the right place after all that. I thought I was. I just was confused why the air gates were shut, but I think the train was just about to leave and then it took time for them to open when the other one came back. But yeah, I've shown this POV in the previous video, but I feel like they've done a lot more with Oblivion since then. They have the announcements working, they have the pre-show videos working, and yeah, we'll be probably dispatching in just a sec. Yeah, it should dispatch now. There we go. No announcement there again. It seems to be a bit hit and miss, to be honest. And it may, I can't remember off the top of my head, it may just play when the second train's going out. And obviously, because they dispatch the trains in two, obviously. One waits at the bottom of the lift hill while the other gets to the top. And then the other one goes, like they dispatch sort of two trains at a time. And we're on the front train, but yeah. Not gonna lie, I was nervous before I went on this ride, but it's really good. You get a lot of force at the bottom of the drop as well. I do rate this really highly. However, it's not fun in the rain, as you'll know, if you've done it in that. I mean, it is 68 miles per hour off the top of my head. It's the fastest coaster at Towers, even faster than Rita, which isn't pleasant in the rain either. But this is even worse when you're going back out of the tunnel. That's another thing there, the Don't Look Down, that was removed because of complaints from residents, I believe. But they've left it in, which again, like with the Smiler thing, it's nice they've left that in. And that's Oblivion, that's all it is, but it's really good. It's a really good 10 seconds, let's say, and I love the whole build up to it as well. You know, the lift hill's really slow, it's just done so well. And how long are we going to wait on this brake run then? Because in real life you can be sat here minutes, literally. It shouldn't be too long though, because the operations on there we go. The operations on virtual towers are usually a lot better than real life. In real life you can be sat there for quite a while, but not in virtual towers because they've got the operations sorted. But yeah, and looks like we're going to be waiting here though. There we go, the announcement's playing again, even though the safety harnesses are up. They also got rid of the Welcome to Eternal Darkness bit in that announcement as well. It just says Welcome to the Unknown, Welcome to Oblivion now. I believe that was something they did after the Smiler incident as well. But yeah. Come on. Right, I'm guessing that's about to dispatch now. There we go. And there we are. So now really I think we're just going to look at Adventurelands, and then we're going to yeah, that'll be the end of the video after that. So yeah, this is here is where I'd normally queue if I was using my ride access pass, just down the exit path here, and I've actually vlogged from there before. I vlogged the lift hill once when I was waiting, and I told you guys, oh, I'm just waiting to get on with the ride access pass. But yeah, so let's head now back to Adventureland, shall we? We'll leave X sector. I think we'll use the shortcut this way, or we could go down the Freak Show Scare Zone path, or the path I believe. Oh, lag there again. It's lagging more off the rides than on the rides, which is a bit strange. You'd think it'd lag more on the rides, but I missed the turning for the shortcut, so I guess we'll just go down the Freak Show Scare Zone path now. To get back to Adventureland. And why are you lagging so much here? It lags in the weirdest places. It runs really well when you're on the actual rides, but when you're off the rides going around the parks, it seems to lag for me a bit. Here we are, Spinball Whizzer. There we've got the sort of flippers theming, because obviously this ride's themed around a pinball machine. Used to be themed around Sonic, but then sort of the sponsorship expired and they had to change it back pretty much. But there we are. You'll be able to see over here as well. I mean, this is all boarded off. That fence there for CBeebies Lands. Yeah. You'd have Octonauts just over there. However, obviously that's still all being constructed. But yeah, there we are, Spinball Whizzer. I do like the spinning coaster. It is quite underrated in my opinion. But yeah, I guess we will head back to Tower Street now, because really I've shown you everything I can. And oh, didn't mean to walk into that sign. But yeah, there we are. There we go, that's how you get out of the area. And we're lagging again. There we are. And there we are, back to a boarded up CBeebies land. Which I'm sure will be added soon. I'm not sure when they're going to add that exactly, but yeah. So I think we will end our video near the frog fountain, because why not? We'll just walk back up here and we'll end it in front of some frogs, which will be just up ahead. There we are, frog fountain. There we are. So yeah, that's all there is to show you with Virtual Towers now. I know it's been like 2 years since I've uploaded a video on it, but yeah, they do work really hard. Obviously, Alton Towers is always changing as well, so they're having to sort of adapt to what they're doing, you know, change things. It's a lot of work, and I mean, hats off to the guys at Immortal Media for doing this. But yeah, I'm sure maybe in another 2 years' time, maybe less, maybe more, I'll be back to you with another episode of Virtual Towers Online. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell to enable notifications so you don't miss any future videos. And yeah, that's the end of this video. Next video will be online next Saturday at 6 PM. And guess what, guys? It's going to be the first episode with my collab with Kirsten from Everything Thought Park. As I am filming this particular video, we have not recorded that yet. However, we're going to be recording it very soon, probably start next week. So, I mean, this is going on a Saturday, so we probably still won't have done it. But at the start of next week, we'll record that. And it's likely going to be one of the funniest videos you've ever seen on the channel. So don't miss that. But in the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.